Hey, hey, Joe, um, hey man.
What? I just got off work and I'm super tired and I really don't want to record this right now.
Yeah, I know, man. I guess I'm just curious. You seem to be eating a lot of food right now, and I just wanted to make sure that you're okay, man.
I'm fine. I get really hungry after work and yeah, just today for whatever reason I just wanted to eat some food. Like I'm pretty hungry. I'm okay, I promise.
Yeah, I just don't know if you need like 3 bowls of cereal. That's pretty big amount there, big guy.
Yeah, man, I get it. Understand entirely. Look, um so I actually had a question for you. You
Yeah, man, what's up?
like a figment of my imagination because somebody asked me that and I didn't know how to answer. It was just kind of one of those like, hey, like, are you by chance projecting DV? Like, is he just like a figment or is he a character? Like, what, DV? DV, where you going, man? What? DV, come back here, man. What the? Okay. Um, well, I think DV's having an existential crisis, so I guess I'm going to be the one to announce this week's.
It's still your fault with truthers.
Do 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 do. Hey everybody, my name is Joe Fizz. Welcome to Third Shift Thoughts. DV was having a little bit of an existential crisis because I challenged his existence. So I don't know what to do. So I'm gonna hopefully check on him eventually later. Maybe bring him back in the podcast. Trying to think of things specifically to talk about. It's been a long 2 weeks. So still on that mental health kick that I was talking about last time. Super important to take care of yourself. Make sure that you're basically just getting the rest that you need. Make sure that you are hanging in there as far as it goes. In the latter part of this episode, we're going to do a meditation section. It's going to be great. It's going to be holistic and healing, I think. Me personally, though, I always like to start with the weird one first because it's so much more fun. So we're going to start with the weird topic this week, which is doppelgangers. I cannot wait to delve into this topic. It is so weird. It's so cool. And the best part is that you're getting an actual live tired me instead of like, oh, I've had a couple hours of sleep and I wake up and then I do the podcast. No, this is like the very tired, I want to go to bed me, but I have to get a haircut for events that are going on over this weekend and this week. So you're getting the unedited version of the tired Joe Fizz. So I hope you're ready because in about 15 seconds, we're going to get started on the topic of doppelgangers. Sorry, I have to take a bite of cereal because I'm still really hungry. DV was right. I shouldn't eat this much, but I just Honey and oats granola is so good. Okay. Oh, sorry. Got stuck in my teeth. All right. So doppelgangers. Okay, let's say there is this concept, right, of you. You know, you are a person. You are a whole entity. You are something natural. Okay. Now, some of you that are sitting here listening to this podcast, you've heard me talk about some weird stuff already. You understand this concept that there is the potential for something that is supernatural, supra meaning beyond the natural. Super, obviously, supernatural being more than natural or something extraordinary out of the blue. So, okay, this is really difficult to focus on this because I'm so tired. Let's say that you as a whole person are a whole entity, right? Let's just say there's an alternate version of you that exists on this earth. The world has 4 billion, trillion? It's trillion, I think. Trillion. I can't remember. Anyway, the world has a lot of people on it. So let's say there's this other carbon copy of you, but it is the exact opposite. Looks like you, walks like you, talks like you. Is in every single way, except there's something slightly off. There's just something not right about this. Let's say there's this thing that is walking around that looks, walks, and talks like you. Freaky, right? I mean, it is just such a bizarre concept. Like, you could be walking in Manhattan and just come across a doppelganger. It's insane. It's just a bizarro concept to think about. Now, let's say that the doppelganger just starts to do malicious things. So my doppelganger, for example, I'm pretty kind for the most part. I have my days like everybody else does. But let's say this doppelganger decides to get really malicious and very mean. And it just looks like me and it goes out and it does some random act of harm. That's a possibility. In some cultures it takes the same name as you, other cultures it's different. It just depends on which culture that you are from or aligned to. Me personally, I think of it as the evil twin concept. Like, there's just the second version of you. There are consequences if you meet this polar opposite you. I've read in some instances and heard in some tales that some believe if you meet this other double, you're basically like your essence, it kind of fights itself in the time and space, and bad things can happen. It's kind of like a mirror effect. You see yourself in the mirror. You don't really know. Pardon me. You don't really know like what to do. There is something about this doppelganger that just makes it so frightening that you just freeze up, and there just like happens of a rift in time. Now, one time I was watching a TV show as a kid, and I saw where there was this concept of the doppelganger, and there was a ceremony to try and merge the two halves together. So you, as what you have assumed your whole life is just the full entity, and then the other half, and you can merge them together using a ceremony. Personally, if I remember the show correctly, what happens is that when they try to merge it, the evil one tries to kill the quote-unquote good one in the ceremony. So therefore, this person almost died. Pretty terrifying to think about. The other thing too that kind of freaks me out when I think about this topic is that what if the doppelganger finds you? Like, what if this evil, or if you're evil, the good portion of you tries to go out and find you, or like find basically the opposite of you. You come across it and it wants to take you out. Like, it just shows up on your doorstep. You're literally looking at yourself And there they are. You're looking at yourself. You're seeing all the imperfections in the face. You're seeing your basic mirror reflection. But there's no mirror. There's no glass. There's no explanation other than it's just there. And it tries to harm you. It tries to take you out, to assume your role. One of the biggest concepts that we've seen recently in this topic is Us. The movie Us. I don't want to spoil it because it's such a good movie. But in essence, there are... See, I don't want to spoil it. I can't even really talk about it, but there are doppelgangers in the movie. I highly recommend it. It's a really fascinating look into the psychology of this concept. Personally, to me, though, it is just so frightening to think that it could just be walking around somewhere. I could be walking in my hometown, and there it is. There's a person that looks like me across the way. They're not wearing glasses. They might have a slight twitch in their eye. They might have a scar. There might be something just rightly off. But if it finds you and tries to take you out, then you have this natural enemy. I think, as I've been being told from a friend, some of the lore that surrounds these creatures, I think that it is really fascinating to see that there are nefarious ones, there are supposedly good ones, in this concept of trying to take the place of the other. It's really interesting. Some historical figures and reports, Abraham Lincoln supposedly met his. There are different questions that come up with this. It seems to me the biggest thing that I think of when I think of this concept too is that I want to question scientifically if I am what I think is the only one. Like you've been told as a kid, or at least I hope you have been, that you are special and you are kind and important and you matter. You are the only one. There's only one you in the universe. What if that changes? Now there are two essences of the same thing, two halves to the supposedly one whole. The question I have is, why are there two? Where did this second one come from? Is it a creature? Is it a creature that is kind of similar to, like a changeling, where it can change into the identity of you and then consume itself in your essence, and then as like almost a trickster fashion kind of thing, like take it your place? Is it, a byproduct of a divine creator? The divine creator creates you, and then there's a part of it that, just ends up coming as a byproduct, so to speak, and the byproduct roams around. Is it, just a ghost? That's a good concept. What if it is a ghost? What if it's like a ghost that every bad decision you make, every fear, every insecurity trapped into the soul of your body finds its way, it lifts itself up, and it flies away to this random body somewhere, anywhere, nowhere, world, and it ends up in this vessel, trapped. Your regrets, your fears, your mistakes, everything is trapped in this one entity. And then it goes out. Walks the streets, it's everywhere, it can see everything. What if it's like the thought experiment where there's a snail that has the ability to kill you, and it follows you everywhere. It doesn't matter how. it gets to you, but it can get to you. You have all this time. What if that's death? What if the end of our lives is our doppelganger invisible, finding us finally and saying, I got you? I think if I met my doppelganger, I just have to naturally be kind to it. I'd want to be anyway, besides being unwittingly fearful in the first part of it. What if I'm kind to it? Think of like a Cain and Abel situation, you know. For those of you not familiar with biblical texts, Abel was slain by Cain. Funny rhyming scheme there. But anyway, Abel was slain by Cain. Cain, in essence, was banished. Like he was cursed to walk the earth. He couldn't rest, essentially. There's all this pent-up anger, this pent-up regret. What if that is the doppelganger? What if you were kind to it? What would happen? I mean, if it's the antithesis of you, and most people, tend to be naturally good one way or the other, probably kill you. I think that, it would want to harm you, which is sad because I don't want to see anybody go. You're all kind people, as far as I know. And that'd be really sad. However, the doppelganger itself is not you, in the fact that it is allegedly your evil twin or everything that you strive not to be. And it would, if you are a good person, then it would almost be inclined to harm. So would it get me killed? Probably. Would I want to stand up to it and say, you know what? No, I'm not going to let you win today. Probably. But at the same time, I think I would be kind to it. I want to be kind because it's like treating your enemies with kindness, killing them with kindness. Something with that much pain, something with that much fear, angst, all that. I would just want to help it. I want to be like, I want to help you so bad, but I don't know what to freaking do because you're literally the complete opposite of me. So I would try and help it, and it would try to harm, and who knows what would happen. Part of me too thinks that, if in the same room in that close proximity, if they were to touch, there'd be like this weird paradox, and in that essence, like something would happen. I'm not sure, but I think it's up to you. With this topic too, I really want you to go do your research. Go and study this because it's across different cultures. Look into it, see what you think. You can share the post using hashtag #ThirdShiftThoughts. You can even tag it with hashtag JoeFizz. Look into it. Tell me what you think. And from there, I think we're going to cut into the music interlude. I still haven't found DV yet. I have no idea where he's at. But anyway, here is the music interlude. All right, so for the next and final concept, I want to do a meditation. I want to, as I crack my back, so I've been experiencing a lot of interesting trial lately. I've been experiencing issues with just being burnt out, as I described a little bit in the previous podcast. I feel like it would do me good to do a walkthrough meditation. Some of you may think this is a little kooky, mostly because it's not even a new age way of thinking. It's just a different way of thinking and like different way of dealing with things. I love doing these. I think they're really calming. I'm definitely, though, going to keep my eyes open because I think if I close my eyes for even a second, I'm going to fall asleep so hard. And that's unfortunate because I've been up all night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the next 10 minutes doing this walkthrough meditation. So if you can bear with me, I think we're going to try it. I think this might be maybe a segment at some point. I don't know. If I get bored, I might just make this like I don't have anything to talk about this week, so I'm going to do this. But for all intents and purposes, I think this is going to be really helpful for everybody. So we'll begin in about 10 seconds. Hello there. My name is Joe Fizz. I'm going to walk you through this meditation. The first thing that you need to do is to sit comfortably with either your eyes looking down at the floor or your eyes closed. First, we're going to begin breathing. Breathing is the most important part of this exercise. In breathing, we help mitigate and control our emotion, sensing and coming to the presence of our body. So first, inhale deep. Exhale for a count of 3. In for 3 seconds. Exhale for 3 seconds. And when you're inhaling, you're going to count 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to keep doing this for a little bit. Continue to do this as I start to walk you through the process of getting you to a place where you can think, release, and meditate. As you are breathing, put this image into your head. You are walking in the forest. Surrounding you are evergreen trees. You can smell the essence of the pine. An almost interesting, tinny, yet earthy feel hits your nostrils as it engulfs your senses. You hear the crunch of the needles between your tracks of your sneakers or your boots, or just your bare feet. You cannot feel any pain here, just sensing. You hear the birds chirping high up into the trees. Squirrels, rabbits, deer, moving, crunching in and out of the wood. And as you look down, you realize you are on a path. Now this path is unlike anything you have ever seen. It's glowing. A soft color that you love. And as you wind your way, Following this path slowly, you once again take in the surroundings, and you note the birds as they chirp high into the trees, the crunching continuing underneath your feet. There's a slow, gradual bend, and you follow it, not afraid, not worried of the things that are outside of this place. And you continue to walk, slowly, steadily, reminding yourself of why you're here. You remind yourself that you are a good person. You see it in the trees, and you feel it in the slow beating of your heart. As the path continues to wind, you come across what appears to be a small pool of water. You can hear the trickle of the creek flowing over the rocks from some spring that you're not sure of where it's from. And as you see this little pool, as you realize that this place is for you, you come to a gradual stop and continue your breathing. You notice suddenly that the flow of the pool seems to have stopped. And as you look to where the stream was trickling over the rocks, you realize a cacophony of branches, leaves, twigs, nesting material has all clouded and cluttered up the entrance and the flow to the pool of water. And as you continue your breathing, feeling this nature surrounding you and feeling completely safe, you come to realize that you have the ability to open up the pool and let the water to continue to flow. Taking note of the sensation of your hand being lifted into the air, the light gentle breeze that graces your palm, that wraps itself around your wrist and finds its way to your brain to determine its nature. You reach down and you slowly grab the clump of material that has stopped the flow of the pool. You pick it up slowly out of the water and you hear the drip, drip, drip sounds as the air is drying what once blocked up the pool. The pool itself starts to fill back up as you see the stream start to continue to flow. And the pool continues to a larger stream, a larger creek, that in essence leaves the woods and goes out to parts unknown. As you're sitting, taking in the nature of this wooded place, you begin to realize a few things. The first is that this is your place. This is your space where you yourself can enjoy peace and harmony and return here if you feel frightful, scared, anxious, depressed, have questions, anything. This is your space to ponder and to ask questions and to never be afraid of who you truly are. Just like the stream flowing into the pool, we see that we have the power through determination, poise, practice to remove that clump of stuff that blocks the flow to our pool. For you, remember this place. spend all as much time here as you need. And as you decide to leave, you dust yourself off as you get up from the ground. You turn back towards where the path leads to where you began. And you follow it up. And if you close your eyes or lowered your gaze, in your own time, slowly come back to the room around you. So, I'm going to tell you guys straight up, I was doing that and I just really wanted to fall asleep. So hopefully for the people that are on third shift, I really hope that this doesn't hinder your performance at work. If so, I apologize. Pardon me. I am going to do another episode in 2 weeks. I hope this episode was great for you guys. If you enjoy it, please, please, please share it, like it, comment on Facebook, YouTube. Share this with people. Share this with people who you think would enjoy podcasts. Share it with, someone new. So a friend of yours, an acquaintance that you just met, somebody at work. I can't continue to do this without you guys, because without you guys saying, hey, this is really cool, I really like this, I don't know anything. I just go in blind and just do it. So if you could do that, that would be great. The next thing is that I've been debating about the idea of doing t-shirts, maybe even turning this into a live show at some point if this was to become a thing. And again, if you would like to do something with t-shirts or something to that idea, please leave a comment when I post the links and stuff for this, or you can do it on the iTunes store. You can do it. I'm hoping to create a Third Shift Thoughts Facebook page here soon to where I can post everything in it. But if you do and you enjoy it, please, please, please like, comment, and share, as I said. And also, if you would like t-shirts or have any idea for a t-shirt, let me know. And if there's a high demand, I will start to make those, and the first editions of that will roll out. So I think that's all I have for this week. Thank you again so much for coming along. Big preach. Love deeply, think deeply, and smile kindly this week. Do something for somebody that you love and care about. With that, I think I'm actually going to take a quick nap before I have to be somewhere. So again, thank you so much for all of your comments and feedback on the show, and I greatly appreciate it. So until next time, see you on the flip side.